So we've just arrived in Peterborough. Today we are visiting a company called River Circle, who've recently installed an XYZ 5-axis UMC. It's a really interesting story. We're going to meet with Jonathan Theobald. They purchased this machine. This is their first 5-axis machining centre. They're a toolmaker, so they're machining really, really hard materials. And I know they've been looking around the market for the last few years at 5-axis technology. So I'm going to meet with Jonathan and find out some of the reasons why his selection was the UMC, because we spent a lot of time last year with the guys at XYZ talking about the new machine, which has only been launched now about 10 months, and I know they've had some fantastic success with the model in the UK. This is the first installation we've seen, but there are a few out there, and so it should be interesting. So let's have a look. Here we are, pulling up at River Circle now. This company was established about 35 years ago, and I'm led to believe that Jonathan's been the managing director now for about 30 years, so he should be able to tell us a lot about not only the new 5-axis machine installation, but also the business. So let's get inside and meet with Jonathan. So the first thing we see when we walk into the factory here, Jonathan, is this brand new UMC 5-axis from XYZ. How's the machine performed for you thus far?
No, it's going very well. 5-axis is new to us, but it's really settled well. The engineers are getting to grips with it, and it's earning its keep already.
You say 5-axis is new to you, but you have been looking for a few years, haven't you? You've envious maybe when you've been at machine tool shows of what machines you could have.
Yeah, that's right. They've always felt out of our price range. We've been doing 3 and 4-axis machining, well, for 30 years. And as you say, we've looked at these machines, but they've never really felt to be in our price range. But XYZ have continued knocking on the door, introduced us to this machine, and we've gone for it.
And the type of work that you do here at River Circle, Jonathan, can you explain?
Well, we have 2 main thrusts to our business. One is special purpose test and assembly machines, and the other is multi-cavity rubber and some plastic mold tooling. So the 5-axis machine will principally be used on the tooling side of the business, where we're rubber mold tools for automotive applications, industrial applications, some pharmaceutical and medical applications, using hard tool steels. High-speed machining for surface finish.
And what was your expectation from going into 5-axis machining?
Well, it was going to improve our productivity on some of the existing tools because of the lack of multi-machine setup, but also should introduce new markets to us of pure 5-axis work.
How long's this machine been here?
Oh, we've had it about a month.
And tell us why the XYZ then. We said earlier that you've obviously been around a lot of machine tool shows, you've done a lot of investigation, not just in the last year, but in the last 5 years. This machine was your selected choice. Why was that?
Well, as a designer and manufacturer of special purpose machines ourselves, we understand about machine rigidity, the construction of the machine, bearings, etc. And this machine, with its gantry style, and the support of the table, the rigidity of the machine, just looked right for us.
I think that's a very important point. The very fact that the nature of your business is building heavy-duty, reliable machinery for industry. You know what makes a good machine, therefore you've adopted that philosophy when you've purchased.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right.
And the gantry then, so why do you believe that that's got that rigidity?
Well, for this machine to really earn its keep, we're not just going to be doing delicate 5-axis work. It'll be doing some heavy machining in 3 and 4 axes, and therefore having a machine that's capable of doing that is what influenced our selection.
And the table you mentioned earlier as well about the size. As a toolmaker, you're not doing small parts all the time, are you? You needed quite a big working envelope. But not just a bigger working envelope, a table that was supported both sides for more weight too.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. We want to put a whole bolster on. So the table size of this machine for its price point is what another big reason why we went for this one.
And how often are you machining harder materials, Jonathan? Is that regular, or is that all the time?
No, it really, as the tool steels, they're hard, very hard materials all the time. But then for the fine surface finish, we actually do after heat treatment, so we get a highly polished finish. And so the high-speed spindle at 15,000 of this machine enables us to do that.
So you can look at this in two ways, really. You can look at rigidity, power, but also speed.
Yes. Yeah. For the spindle speed for that surface finish on the hard materials is very, very important.
The option of having the Heidenhain control was a big influence for you as well, wasn't it?
It was absolutely key. We are a Heidenhain control site, and in the past we've had one or two rogue machines with different control systems, but they become the unpopular ones. We can't transfer people from one machine to another because it's a new control system. So XYZ providing the option of Heidenhain was really very important.
And how important as well was it to you, the fact that this is your first 5-axis machine? And we must also mention here as well that you don't have any other XYZ machining centres in the machine shop. This was your first machine from them. It's a big investment. You need the support, you need the infrastructure that the machine has from the company that supplied it to you. Did that fill you with confidence, and has that panned out how you would expect?
Yeah, very much so. Our engineers went down to the Devon facility, met Nigel, and it's an impressive facility. They're going to be here for a long time, and the support that they have given us has been excellent.
And how quickly was the machine delivered from point of order? Because I know having being able to respond, you needed a machine, you got one quite quickly, was that right?
Absolutely, 2 weeks. I think we were fortunate that the stock machine was probably a little bit of a higher specification than we may have ordered if we'd had more time, but we did the deal.
And as a company, is this the biggest investment you've made in machine tools?
In a single machine, yes.
And when you make an investment like this, Jonathan, you need to get your return. I mean, that's how the world goes round. But has it made a significant improvement in your productivity in getting components off of the machine or getting tools completed?
Yeah, we're already seeing benefits because we don't have to have multi-setup. The bolster can go on once, and the full machining requirement all done in one go. So we are seeing that increased productivity, but also we're looking at more competitive lead times.
It's also process reliability as well. If you're not having to take a part off of one machining centre, put it onto another, you've got much more reliability and security in what you're making, because some of your parts don't look cheap.
No, our customers are expecting micron accuracy, and therefore not having to do multi-setups. That's what they need.
And do you think that the rigidity of this XYZ UMC comes down to the build of it, but that gives you that micron repeatability? Because that's very important in your type of work as well, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Again, that gantry design, the linear scales, they're making it an accurate machine.
And achieving microns in accuracy's terms is important, but surface finish is critical to you as a supplier to your customers as well, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. The tool needs to have almost a mirror finish at times.
And just tell us a little bit about River Circle, what the business does, and where you see the future now you've got this machine.
I think what we're very proud of with the River Circle business is that we were able to provide a complete service, design, manufacture, fitting, assembly, electrics and control system. So we do describe ourselves as a one-stop shop for everything. We don't have to subcontract anything, so it puts us in control of our projects. We can guarantee lead times, and hopefully that gives us that competitive advantage.
And you've got, like you say, fabrication, electronics, machining in this environment. You're quite a big, well-established company in Cambridgeshire, aren't you?
Yes, I mean we've been around for 35 years, which is an achievement in itself in this day and age. Our customers are first and second tier major groups in this country and overseas.
It's been a very good oversight of not only the business but why you bought this machine, Jonathan. I'm going to go and have a quick chat with Steve, who is hands-on and he's actually making parts. So let's see what he thinks. Thank you very much for your time today.
No, thank you.